Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 2, titled The Activities of Maharaja Agnidra, text number 7. Katvam chikirshasi chakim munivarya shaile mayasi kapi bhagavat paradevataya Vijye vibarshidhanushi suhridatmanorte Kim va mrugan mragayase vipine pramattan. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. The prince mistakenly addressed the Apsara, O best of saintly persons, who are you? Why are you on this hill? And what do you want to do? Are you one of the illusory potencies of the Supreme Personality of Godhead? You seem to be carrying two bows without strings. What is the reason you carry these bows? Is it for some purpose of your own or for the sake of a friend? Perhaps you carry them to kill the mad animals in this forest. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. While undergoing severe penances in the forest, Agnidra was captivated by the movements of Purvachitti, the girl sent by Lord Brahma. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, Kamaisthaiste Rita Jnanaha. When one becomes lusty, he loses his intelligence. Therefore, Agnidra, having lost his intelligence, could not distinguish whether Purvachitti was male or female. He mistook her for a Muniputra, the son of a saintly person in the forest, and addressed her as Munivarya. Because of her personal beauty, however, he could not believe her to be a boy. He therefore began studying her features. First he saw her two eyebrows, which were so expressive that he wondered whether he or she might be the Maya of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The words used in this connection are Bhagavat Paradevatayaha. Devata, the demigods, all belong to this material world, whereas Bhagavan, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, is always beyond this material world and is therefore known as Paradevata. The material world is certainly created by Maya, but it is created under the direction of Paradevata, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As confirmed in Bhagavad Gita, Mayadhyakshena Prakriti Suyate Sacharacharam. Maya is not the ultimate authority for the creation of this material world. Maya acts on behalf of Krishna. Purvachitti's eyebrows were so beautiful that Agnidra compared them to bows without strings. He therefore asked her whether they were to be used for her own purposes or for the sake of someone else. Her eyebrows were like bows meant to kill animals in the forest. This material world is like a great forest, and its inhabitants are like forest animals such as deer and tigers meant to be killed. The killers are the eyebrows of beautiful women. Captivated by the beauty of the fair sex, all the men of the world are killed by bows without strings, but cannot see how they are killed by Maya. It is a fact, however, that they are being killed, bhutva bhutva praliyate. By dint of his tapasya, Agnidra could understand how Maya acts under the direction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The word pramattan is also significant. Pramatta refers to one who cannot control his senses. The entire material world is being exploited by people who are pramatta or vimuda. Prahlad Maharaj therefore said, Shoche tato vimuka chetasa indriyartha maya sukhaya bharamudvahato vimudan. They are rotting in material activities for transient material pleasure and spoiling their lives, toiling all day and night simply for sense gratification with no attachment for love of Godhead. I am simply lamenting for them and devising various plans to deliver them from the clutches of Maya. Karmis who act very seriously for sense gratification are always referred to in the Shastras by such terms as Pramatta, Vimukha and Vimuda. They are killed by Maya. However, one who is a Pramatta, a sane, sober person, a Dhira, knows very well that a human being's primary duty is to render service to the Supreme Person. Maya is always ready to kill those who are Pramatta with her invisible bows and arrows. Agnidra questioned Purvachitti about this. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport.
So we are reading in this chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam the activities of Maharaj Agnidra. He is in a forest and he's been practicing tapasya with an intent to have a good progeny. And knowing his intention, Lord Brahma has sent an Apsara. And we saw the description of Apsara and her beauty and how she distracted the meditation of Agnidra, and suddenly he opened his eyes and she was right there. And so he began to speak to her from today's verse. There are about 10 verses where he speaks to her. So he is asking her, Katvam chikirshasi chakim munivarya shaile. First of all, he is so bewildered by her beauty. He is so struck by her. He is not able to make out whether she is a man or a woman. He is addressing her, Munivarya. Katvam chikirshasi chakim munivarya shaile. So, Prince mistakenly addressed the Apsara, O best of saintly persons, who are you? Katvam. Kim chikirshasi shaile. What is your intent? What are you doing here, shaile, on this hill? I am on this hill because I am doing tapasya and all that. But what are you doing here, Munivarya? So he is asking her, Maya, see. He also knows he has learned some spiritual knowledge and training. Are you Maya? Maya, see. Kapi Bhagavat Paradevataya Maya, see. He also knows Maya is of the Lord. So he is asking Bhagavat Paradevataya Maya, see. Are you? Vijje Bibarshi Dhanushi. I'm seeing you're having a dhanush, a bow, not a bow. I noticed you have two bows. Two bows. But I'm seeing the bows are vijje, stringless. Vijja, stringless. I'm seeing the bows, two bows. You are carrying them, bibarshi, but they are stringless. Actually, Prabhupada is pointing out, it refers to the two bows. And there is no string. The two eyebrows, and there is no string. Vijje bibharshi dhanushi suhrad atmano arthe. For, why are you carrying these two bows? For suhrit? For some friends of yours? Atmana? Or for yourself? Arthe? For whose purpose? Suhrad arthe? Atmana arthe? For your own purpose or for your friend's purpose? Kimva mrugan mrugayase. Are you mrugayase hunting mrugan? Where? Vipine mrugan mrugayase. Are you hunting in the forest? Vipine, Vipina is forest. Are you hunting mrugayase? Vipine mrugan. Hunting the forest, the animals in the forest. What kind of animals in the forest? Pramathan vipine mrugan. Animals which are mad, pramathan. It can mean pramathan, mad. It can mean inattentive. So, animals which are pramathan, mrugan, mrugayase vipine. Are you trying to hunt the animals in this forest? You have brought these two bows? These are his questions. The prince mistakenly addressed the Apsara. O best of saintly persons, Munivarya, who are you? Katvam. Why are you on this hill? Kim chikirshasi shaile. And what do you want to do? Kim chikirshasi. Chikirshasi is to know the intent of an action. So, it's an important point. So he's trying to find out what is your intent. And what do you want to do? Are you one of the illusory potencies of the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Mayasi. Kapi Bhagavat Paradevatayaha. Paradevatayaha, the Supreme Lord, he has his Maya. And are you Mayasi? You seem to be carrying two bows without strings. Vijje bibharshi danushi. What is the reason you carry these bows? Is it for some purpose of your own or for the sake of a friend? Vijje bibharshi danushi suhrad atmano arthe. Is it for your own purpose, atmano arthe, or for the sake of a friend, suhrad arthe? Perhaps you carry them to kill the mad animals in this forest. Pramattan mrugan mrugayase, to kill, to hunt in this forest. Vipine. So, these are the words of Prince Agnidra, and Srila Prabhupada has explained very nicely many interesting points in the purport. So how Agnidra was captivated by the movements of Purva Chitti, and Prabhupada is saying, Kamaistai hritagyanaha. And that has happened to Agnidra. When one is overcome by kama, hritagna, he loses his intelligence. So, this is an important theme for all of us, spiritualists, that if we are afflicted by karma, if we are carried away by karma, if we are influenced by karma, then we will lose our sense. As it has happened to Agnidra. He's looking at her and he's saying, Munivarya. He's saying, he's not able to make out it's he or she. And the next thing that Prabhupada talks about is the Vijja Dhanusha, Dhanush. Dhanush is a bow, and Vijja means stringless. Before that, Mayasi, he also has a doubt. She is so beautiful, and she is so bewildering to me. Is she some agent of Maya? So that doubt also he has. And then he is saying, Maya, Bhagavat Paradevatayaha Maya. Usually, devatas are described as Iha Devata. Iha means of this world, Para means of the other world. Generally, devatas are Iha Devataha. But he is not referring to Iha Devataha, he is referring to Paradevataha. He is referring to the Transcendental Lord and the Transcendental Lord's Maya, illusory potency. So, he is carefully making these distinctions. Kapi Bhagavat Paradevatayaha Mayasi. Are you that Maya of the illusory energy? And so, Prabhupada has pointed out that Maya belongs to, the illusory energy belongs to the Lord, the Transcendental Lord. In fact, even the Devatas are under the influence of Maya because they are in this material world. And the two eyebrows which she is carrying and has no string. She has two arrows and no string, but she is expert in hunting. He himself has become a victim of her two eyebrows. So this indicates that how Maya works in a very stealthy manner. You will never know, and you will be captivated by Maya. You will be thinking it's all so nice. Just like in the material world. When the child says, Mama, Mommy, and for the mother, it's very, very attractive. Right? And when the mother says, Beta, my dear son, my dear daughter, and see, the whole transaction looks very sweet, but they are captivated by Maya. Who is father, who is mother, who is son? All different living entities. Simply according to Kala we come together, and according to Kala we are scattered again. How many fathers and mothers we have had? Every living entity has a father and a mother. Every cat, every dog, some kind of a cat father, cat mother, some animal father, animal mother is there. And how many lives we have had in the past? And we have father and mother in every life, but where are they? Just see how Maya is working, and we are thinking here in this world, oh, mother, father. We are not disrespecting mother, father. We are not saying we should disrespect father, mother, we should disregard, we should, useless father, who are you? We are not saying any of those things. We are analyzing from a philosophical, intellectual, philosophical point of view. Please understand who we are. Is our connection with our father, mother real? It is not. But there is a lot of emotion around that, there's a lot of feelings around that, and it captivates us. At some age, or maybe for a fairly good length of time, the father, mother. Then at one age, another kind of emotion captivates us. When one is a young man, and when he comes in touch with a young woman, it captivates. Long ago in our temple, there was one devotee. We had admitted him. He was a PhD in English. Very nice, good man. He was actually a divorcee. So it so happened that his wife, his own friend, ditched him and eloped with his wife. So it was a sad story, and he had joined the temple. He was maybe around 35, 40. And he was becoming a good devotee, and I was a brahmachari those days. He very gentle. He would come and wake me up. Prabhu, the bells are ringing. To wake me up for Mangalarati. He was very gentle, very nice, nice man. And so like that, he was very nice. But then, a young man after all had lost his wife and, all that emotions. So there was another young, not a very young, little older, unmarried Mataji in our temple. And one day he came to me and said, Prabhu, I came to the temple and I left my mala bag on the windowsill. There was a windowsill in our temple there. And so she came and she kept the mala bag, touching my mala bag, Prabhu. What does that mean? I said, why are you bothered about it? No, Prabhu, it must be having some meaning. You see how all these kind of things? So how we make a big issue of all these things and become bewildered. This is Maya. So maybe she did it mistakenly or whatever it is. But for this man, a man, he reads something else. So in the same way, Maya is very bewildering. Some movement of the eyebrow, some movement of the lips, maybe a smile or something, or whatever, some glance, and we will make a huge thing about it. You see how this is Maya, illusory energy We read something else, and see, there was no arrow at all, but it is struck. It has struck me and I'm become a victim. It pierced my heart. You see, there is no string at all. Very unsuspecting. Situations could be very unsuspecting, but we will become victim of it. This is how Maya works. And very nicely, Prabhupada has mentioned here, the killers are the eyebrows of beautiful women. There is one other place in the Srimad Bhagavatam. There may be emperors, powerful emperors with big army. They could conquer big empires. And they were very powerful. But when the eyebrows of a woman moved, they became captivated by that. So someone may be a powerful emperor, but the slight movement of the eyebrows of a woman, he will become captured. He can capture big kingdoms, but he will become captured by the movement of the eyebrows of a woman. So the Shastras talk about all these things, so that this is not again anti-women, against women. No, please don't think like that. Nothing to do with against women. It's about you, about us. We should not become captivated by that. After all, she has got, like everybody else, she also has eyebrows. That's God's creation. It's not her fault. And like our eyebrows move this way, her eyebrows also move. But we are making a big issue of it. And we are falling into a trap. You see? So it's our fault. We should not blame others. It's our fault. So we have to be careful. So this is the nature of Maya. And Maya, Prabhupada uses a word, Maya kills us. This is what Maya is doing. Is captivating us, killing us. Killing us means what? What is our true potential? What is our true nature? We are not able to live according to our true potential. We are not able to live according to our true nature. We have assumed another nature. We are believing that is my nature. And we are living according to that believed, make-believe nature. So these are all the tricks of Maya. And there is all these emotions between father, mother, emotion between a boy and a girl. These things, these are originally present in the spiritual world between the Lord and the devotees. But in the material world, you will see the facsimile of those, imitation of those, but they are not real. This is what we have to be careful. So Prabhupada has used very nicely another expression. Karmis act very seriously for sense gratification. In the material world, the way the modern material world is progressed, especially Western countries, how they have built their cities, how they have built their road network, how they have built their economic systems, how they have built their infrastructure and governments and lot of things. They have very seriously worked on all these things. Without seriously working, it could not have been possible. But karmis who act very seriously for sense gratification are always referred in the Shastras by such terms as pramattha, who have become mad, vimukha, who have lost their proper sense, vimudha, who have become fools. Mudha itself means a very strong word, right? We all know in Indian languages. Saying vimudha means vishesha mudha. So especially a foolish person. So these kind of words are used in the Shastras to jolt us. Otherwise we are thinking, hey, we are working very seriously, we are so hard working, we have worked out all these things. You are a Muda to shock us, to jolt us. And this is what is happening in this material world because of the illusory energy. So what is the devotees thinking about all this? And that is captured in these words of Prahalad Maharaj and quoted by Srila Prabhupada in this purport. Shoche tato vimukha chetasa indriyartha maya sukhaya bharamudvahato vimudha. This is one of the very important verses of the Srimad Bhagavatam, which captures the mood of Gaudiya Vaishnava devotees, the mood of our acharyas. Actually, our acharyas are so expert in catching what the Shastras say, what is the mood of the Shastra. That's why Prabhupada used the word purport. Purport means, Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur also used that word, and Srila Prabhupada used it in the same sense. The word purport means there is a sense. When Krishna is saying all these things in the Bhagavad Gita, in the Shastra, there is a sense. Just like I told you the other day, at some other day in the past, you may remember, how in the hotel there was a fire alarm went off and everybody was asked to leave the rooms and run. And when people are running down the staircase, and there were some people announcing, speaking something, and there is in every hotel room there is also some instruction in case of fire, right? And so some instruction is there. Now you can read that instruction when you are running down, trying to escape fire, and at that time you could be intellectualizing it. Oh, what does this board mean? Arey, one spelling mistake is there. We should do something about that spelling mistake, or something else is there. You can be caught in that and not run to escape from fire. The true sense, what is the sense of that board? How you should escape when there is fire. And when there is fire, you are reading the board, you are not making the sense out of it. You are trying to figure out, what is this, why they should have used a different color or something like that. You are analyzing. You lost it. This is what Srila Prabhupada points out. How big scholars were there. Dr. Radhakrishnan, even our revered Gandhiji. They all read Bhagavad Gita, but they missed the purport. They missed the sense. Krishna is again and again saying, it was an intimate talk between the Lord and his dear friend. Bhaktosi me sakha cheti rahasyam hetuduttamam. I'm telling you, my dear friend, my dear devotee, because you are my friend, you are my devotee, I'm sharing with you. You will share with something very confidential only if you trust another person. So Krishna had Arjuna, a trusted friend and a trusted devotee, and he was sharing with him certain things. Param bhavam ajananto. There are two verses in the Bhagavad Gita where Krishna says, Param bhavam ajananto avajananti mam mudha manushim tanumashritam param bhavam ajananto. My nature is param. I am not iha. I am not of this world. I have a transcendental position. Param bhavam ajananto. But these fools, they don't know that my param nature and who I am. They don't even know their param nature. We are also param. We are also transcendental. But right now, engaged in this body, become slaves of the senses of this body. We have become grounded to this world. We are not of this world. We belong to the transcendental world. The Lord belongs to the transcendental world. There is a transcendental relationship between our transcendental self, ourselves, and the transcendental Lord. And there is transcendental pleasure in the relationship. And in that relationship there are transcendental activities. And in the transcendental activities there is transcendental pleasure. We are entitled for that. That's our right. In modern society everybody talks about rights. This is our true right. And the material world and the illusory energy and people who are captivated by this illusory energy, they are creating this material world and the activities and depriving us of our right. This is the concern of the Acharyas. That is what he is saying. Shoche tato vimukha chetasa. We have become vimukha chetasa. We have a transcendental relationship, but we have turned away from Krishna. We are thinking the relationships that exist in this material world, fleeting, temporary relationships. And we have become, and that will simply result in more and more miseries. Recently one devotee met me and he was telling me all the problems he's having with his wife and so many things. Prabhu, we want to divorce. And so I was trying to track where did you meet, how did you know, generally it's interesting to know, right, how the story began. And then he said, Prabhu, I met her on Facebook. And then what happened? Then I asked him a little bit. Then he said for 1 year they were exchanging messages and they were having, it was romantic period. Just see how in just a few years that all that romance has crashed. And he can't stand her and she can't stand him. So how the material relationships are. And the pleasure we get from the material relationship, this is transient. So Prabhupada is saying here, they are rotting in material activities for transient material pleasure and spoiling their lives, toiling all day and night simply for sense gratification. Vimukha chetasa indriyartha maya sukhaya bharam mudvahato. Indriya sukhaya, for the sake of indriyartha maya sukhaya, for this illusory energy, they are bharam mudvaha, they are working very hard. They are working very seriously. But they are vimudhan. They have lost their sense. And such animals, we are also such animals. Pramattan, vimudhan, means we are captivated. Such animals. There are bows, there are agents with bows without strings. Will shoot and captivate us. We have to be careful. This is the purport of these. And so, Prabhupada is pointing out, karmis who act very seriously for sense gratification are always referred to in the Shastras by such terms as pramatta, vimukha, and vimudha. They are killed by Maya. When Prabhupada is writing those purports, this is his concern. His concern is about the living entities in this material world. We are being killed. Bhutva bhutva praliyate. Life after life, we are again and again being killed. Although we cannot be killed. That's our true nature. We cannot be killed. Na jayate na mriyate. Va kadachit. At any time we cannot be born, we cannot be killed. But we have been put into a situation of we are taking birth and we are celebrating our birthdays. Right? One devotee told me, Prabhu, we should not celebrate. Devotees, we should not celebrate because suppose you take a prison. the day a man was put into the prison. There is one day, right? Some day he got into the prison. Is he going to celebrate year after year? This is the day I came to the prison. I want to distribute laddus today because I came 1 year back, 4 years back, I came to the prison. We don't celebrate. Because we are all conditioned souls. By karma, we got into this material world and we want to celebrate. Of course, pure devotees, spiritual master, their birthday we celebrate because they were not pushed into the prison like we were pushed into the prison. They came on their own or on the order of the Lord to benefit us who are stuck in this material world. So their appearance days, that's why we don't even call them as birthday. We call appearance day of the Lord, appearance day of the Acharyas, because their appearances are very rare. So Prabhupada says the position of a spiritual master is very, very special. Prabhupada quotes that Sakshadharitvena samasta shastraihi. This is the position of the spiritual master. Very, very. Why? Because the spiritual master is a very, very confidential devotee of the Lord. That's the position of the Acharya. That's the position of the spiritual master. And so we should celebrate their birthday. Our birthday, not so much. Maybe a little convention, friendship, family obligation. Something like that we may do. But in our heart we should know this is not something to be celebrated. I got stuck in this material world. And so many times I have been coming to this material world. How many? Every day I must be celebrating my birthday if you see all the thousands and millions of lives I have taken. So like this, we build so many wrong ideas in this material world and we get captivated by that. And Prahalad Maharaj is saying, Shoche tataha. This is what I am lamenting about this material world. It's not enough just you lament. Just see how Srila Prabhupada is writing here. I am simply lamenting for them. Not just lamenting, that's not it. I am simply lamenting for them and devising various plans to deliver them from the clutches of Maya. This is the work of an Acharya. This is the work of all true servants of Acharyas. We should be devising ways and means and plans how to help the living entities in the material world. Because they have been captured. Vimudha, they have become. Vimukha cetasa, they have become. So, these are important points. And we should not become pramattha, we should become apramattha. We should not be adhira, we should be dhira. Dhira means sober, thoughtful, controlling his senses. If we don't control the senses, no intelligence will come. Because kama istai hritagyana. We will get captivated, we will be misled if we don't control our senses. So these are all the things that we see how nicely in a situation, you see what the shloka is describing, Agnidra's words to that Apsara. But Srila Prabhupada is bringing out all the transcendental purports from these verses of the Srimad Bhagavatam. This is the intent of the Srimad Bhagavatam. We'll stop here. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.